It's a lovely afternoon, and it's lovely to see many lovely people here. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Our chief guest, Professor Prabha Sankar Shula. Our guest of honor, Madam Patricia Mukim. Our chairman of ICA Foundation, Dr. B.R. Midhi. Our secretary of ICA Foundation, Sir David Karsti. And all the members of ICA Foundation, all the teachers who are here, the students and media friends. I will take a little bit of them, around 10 minutes. Samidhi was asking me to share a little bit about my story. Yes, life is a journey and every one of us has to travel irrespective of any parameter. And I'm here to share the journey that I have traveled and I'm traveling. My name is Kampere Pala, which basically is a response, which means it's okay or no problem. But then it's hard for me to respond in most of the time like that. And yes, my mom did give me a very challenging name. I was born and brought up in an immature family. By immature, I mean lacking behind in many spheres of development, be it mentally, emotionally, educationally, and even financially. From a family who worked during the daytime and ate at night time. As a kid, it was my hobby to go to school. Back then, I didn't know what I want to be. But then I loved going to school. I loved wearing the uniform. I love the word uniform because there is uniformity in it. But then to make my hobby happen, I have to be a man in a kid's body every single winter holidays. I used to walk whatever I get. I'm hailing from a place full of coal, East India back then. So I used to walk whatever walk I get there every single winter holiday. I used to look after someone's cows. I used to conduct a food stall shop, which I was quite good at, because the auntie, every time she met me, she always remind me how good I conduct her food stall shop with a big sale and accurate calculation. I used to be a handyman for taxi drivers. I used to load coal. And one thing that really stuck to my mind was one winter holiday before my class 10. Me and my dad went to dig coal in the new quarry. And it happened to be a post-market day that day. But then, since it's a new quarry, me and my dad want to start it from the beginning of the way. So we went and dig the coal, and after the cart was filled, it was my responsibility to pull the cart from that digging site to the storage site. In the journey, I got lost because the road in the rat hole is like every direction there is a road. So high chance you get lost unless you are familiar. I never see such road in real life. That road didn't exist in Sherlock here. So I got lost in the journey, far away from where I should go and far away from my dad. I was asking for help, but literally there was nobody that day. I cried and murmured to God. I said, God, why you allow this thing to happen to me? I was supposed to enjoy my holiday. I was supposed to play football. I was supposed to enjoy the Christmas vibe. But I'm here, far away from my village in the jungle, crushing my hands and my back, and on top of that, landing with this misery. I was crying an hour. After an hour of crying, a man came out of nowhere. But that man happened to be the manager of that rat hole, and he used to came occasionally to inspect. So he rescued me from that loss, and subsequently, the next trip onward, I was very careful how I crawl, how I move, otherwise I got lost again. So I worked there for 2 months, then my winter holiday got over, so I have to go back to schools to continue my class 10. I get a decent amount of money from that, because digging coal, in my experience, is the hardest job that ever exists physically in East India. So I got the money, I bought the books, I paid the admission, and I continued my class 10. After my class 10, I went to Joy to continue 11-12 in one government boys school. In the same evening after I took admission in government boys, one uncle heard about Non-Liberty. Non-Liberty newly opened a science stream that year, and they gave a scholarship to any state rank holder who came to them. But then I was not fit in the criteria. I missed the chance to be a state rank holder by half a percentage. Still, the uncle said, let's go and request the principal. So we went and talked with the principal, and the principal agreed to give me the scholarship. I studied there in Non-Liberty for 2 years, free of cost, made a lot of friends, made a lot of memories, and one of my friends came with me today. And I passed out from Non-Liberty with a goal that I've been dreaming since class 10, and that's to be a state rank holder. So I passed out from Non-Liberty as a state rank holder, and by the grace of God, it happened the same year I cracked the NEET entrance exam, which I happened to be the only state rank holder from Mbos that year to enter the merit list of Meghalaya MBBS quota. After I got the government seat, I thought life will be easy now. I just need to go to college and study, and response life in my name. But then that's not the reality. My principal, who's like a father figure to me, saw the problem ahead of me because he knows from where I came. So he introduced me to Sadewit, and Sadewit, along with Samidhi, came all the way from Shillong to my village by the name Monomaliang, a distance of 100 and plus approximately kilometer. So they decided to help me through the VK Foundation. Today, I'm still having the privilege to call myself a student with a purpose in my heart and a vision in my mind. It's because of the support of VK Foundation. Today, I'm still having the privilege to wear the uniform that I love. It's because of your big heart. I don't know how my situation will be if I was not introduced to the VK Foundation. The life that I've been blessed, and my mom always taught me and remind me to be grateful to every single people that has helped me and to every lesson that he has bestowed upon me. The VK Foundation is a team of people whom I should be grateful. I don't know whether I could be able to express it in action or not, but one thing I assure to myself is I'm grateful to them. I'm grateful for the support you are giving to me. I'm grateful for the lesson you have bestowed to me and to many other youths. To grace a hand, extend a hand to humanity, and uplift the society. Such a wonderful lesson, I would say. I take this opportunity to convey the gratitude of my principal and my mom to the VK Foundation. Before I assume my seat, I'm happy to tell you that last year I have published 2 books for the MBO students, class 10 and class 12 science. What I've seen here in MBOs, I passed for MBOs for class 10 and class 12 science. I saw we didn't have these question bank chapter-wise books, which basically help the students to know about the exam scenario, how the level of exams, what are the common topics, what are the questions they said, and the distribution of marks. So I see the problem, not the problem, I see the lacking. So it made me realize why not publish 2. So I published 2 books by the name Curious Brain Chapter-Wise Question Banks. One is for class 10 and one is for class 12 MBOs. They are both available online in Amazon and Flipkart. And if any one of you has anybody currently in class 10 and class 12 science MBOs, I suggest you to have it. I'm very sure it will great help. I would like to end with a quote that's very close to my heart, which says, "It doesn't matter from where we came, but what matters is how we come." Compare lengiwan na kano kano background. Hey, Henry, kay compare kalong kumno ngiwan, kumkano kajimut berkat ngiwan. Thank you, Dhanyawad, Kobleshipon.